On Billboard tonight, one of Britain's most important and original poets, legendary musicians Slick Davis and Amy Winehouse in film review. Welcome to Billboard with me, Ted Stanley, for our monthly roundup of arts and entertainment in East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. You can expect a very warm welcome in the friendly atmosphere of the Farleigh Folk Festival, which is back this year for an eclectic mix of folk, blues, country, rock and pop. Organisers expect to have over 100 acts performing live at the participating venues and busking around this popular seaside town. The pub, cafe and restaurant shows all run from the 3rd to the 5th of May and admission is free. Our Future Starts Here is also a free outdoor programme of events and activities from this Grimsby-based charity, the Culture House. From the 24th to the 31st of May, you can enjoy performances from leading dance and theatre companies, live music from local bands, and lots of creative workshops and children's activities, all exploring the world around us.
It's the busiest port, busier than London. There's a lot of positive things here, and so part of your Future Start series, I think, to get people in Grimsby to appreciate that, and people beyond Grimsby.
Literary news now with a review of the latest book releases from journalist and broadcaster Hugh Richards.
Thanks, Ted. Fiction first this month. Lionel Shriver likes to surprise and even to shock, which might be why she calls herself Lionel. In Mania, she imagines a world in which intelligence is viewed as an unfair advantage for the clever and a form of discrimination against the stupid, or the S-word, a taboo word. The untalented are free to be surgeons or architects. The talented must feign respect for their less capable companions. Meritocracy is forbidden. Judgment of ability is punished. It's a satire, of course, of our society in which natural advantage is deemed unfair. But it's a pretty mean satire. She makes her point with comic absurdity, but her point is that the strong, like herself, are tired of supporting the weak. Anthony Horowitz ingeniously makes himself a character in his series about the detective Hawthorne. Now, in Close to Death, the sleuthing duo are in a comfortable gated suburb of West London, where complacent residents enjoy quiet, car washing, canopies, and well-trimmed lawns. A new family moves in, noisy, tasteless, rich and disruptive. The father is murdered, found dead with a crossbow bolt in his chest, and everybody has motive. Horowitz is part of the great British tradition of cosy, comfortable English mystery with murder neatly at home where it belongs. We spend perhaps a third of our lives asleep, dreaming and experiencing events entirely made in our minds. A good proportion of a lifetime is perceived, unconscious, and an inner life. Rahul Jandia is no quack dream interpreter, but a brain surgeon and neuroscientist. In This Is Why You Dream, he attempts to explain this unconscious world of sleep, its benefits and delights. Long naps make us better problem solvers. Those exam anxiety dreams can improve our marks. Some dreams can be disease warnings. He suggests we can take control of lucid dreams and use them to enhance creativity. Sleep, he argues, is a valuable, vivid part of consciousness. No surprise for some of us, and I'll now make my cocoa looking forward to adventurous, insightful slumber. Which might be the result of 10 Years to Save the West by brief Prime Minister Liz Truss. She wasn't in number 10 long enough to justify a memoir of power, but she has produced an apologia, an account of forces beyond politicians holding back her vision of Western societies and economies. The deep state and old institutions are the problem and the cause of her downfall. The civil service, the Treasury, and the Bank of England are the main culprits, those radical rebels. In fact, she fell because the markets didn't trust her to honour government debt, very much the free market capitalism she supports. This is rather tedious, whinging self-justification, but she can't help thinking Truss does just need to sit down with some kind friends. Not her new best friend, Donald Trump. Right, Ted, time for 40 winks for me. See what's going on in my subconscious, which has never been lucid.
Thank you, Hugh. In other literary news, the Hammond House International Literary Prize is open for entries until the 30th of September. With over £3,000 in cash prizes, worldwide publication for all shortlisted entries, and a televised awards ceremony at the annual festival. Full details on the Hammond House website. Anglo-Canadian poet Paul Sutherland is considered by many critics to be one of Britain's most important and original poets. I caught up with him to find out more about his latest collection of work, Only Words.
Searching for water, you dip your hand in fire. On this day, swallows have returned to old ears. Well, I was 17 and I was playing Canadian football out on the street. I looked up at the attic of our house and I said I should be up there writing poetry. I don't know exactly what inspired me, except that my grandfather recited poetry to me when I was very young. My first book was called Winter Poems, and it was written in mock Old English, more the mock than the Old English actually right now, I realize. I was working as an orderly in an intensive care unit, and that inspired me, definitely. And now if I go back over that book, I do see those early indications that I was going to write about therapeutic issues, compassion for people who are suffering, and so on, that I wrote about in the hospital. I first came to England in 1973, but the only book I had in my hands was the Winter Poems. It was called the first book, but I had written most of the Seven Earth Odes, which began in 1972 on a long walk I took up the Bruce Peninsula and eventually found the grave of Nawi Bawi Kwe. And that was the beginning of me writing in a more modern style. Voices linger in patterns and colors you once saw. Your touch seeks the wall's rocky hand, guiding to the gate. Suddenly water tumbles, smashing below. How far, how near are you to its edge? I was really interested in the German Rilke, or Rilke as he sometimes is called as well, and the Japanese, haiku, Chinese poetry, Eastern European poetry, a wide range of things. In our neighborhood, there was a very small library, and you could go from Nancy Drew mysteries to German idealism, philosophy, just by turning your head this way. Oh, that's right, we'll read that then, okay. And as my friend said to me later, no one should be reading existentialist philosophy until they're 25 years of age. 1980s was a good time, but I was so politically engaged then, reading things like the E.P. Thompson's Making the English Working Class, The Wretched of the Earth. All these sort of things that had been kept away from me came flooding in, and also the work of Ben Nicholson, who I just meditated upon his paintings, and that sort of started to inspire another kind of language coming out of me, far away from the town boy. Only Words is published by Vallum Publishing, and a man called Salek saw me at a conference in last June and said, I like what you say, mixing East and West, connecting East and West. He found a way of sort of bridging this all together and showing my path, if you like, of literature, but also my spiritual path. Swish, swallows, again slice the air in sword play. You roam the world, with fingers feel growing heads of cow parsley. In a fist of roots, the warrior's ruined graves. Your tapping leads on to perfume of bluebells at another's door.
This month's favourite music guest from past programmes is legendary saxophonist Snake Davis, who joined us in his garden studio back in 2021.
singing, piano, classical lessons, guitar, self-taught, tried the trumpet, picked the flute up at the age of 17 or 18, but it wasn't loud enough and I couldn't cut through, and I wanted to play with guitarists and things, so light bulb went on, sax, age 18.
Snake is joined by other accomplished artists for his current UK tour, including Gary Moulton, Mark Cresswell and the Snake Davis Band. Full details from the artist's website.
The Cleethorpes Folk and Cider Festival on the 25th to the 27th of May features talented folk artists from across the country, playing sets from the afternoon well into the evening, and of course an array of ciders and real ales to enjoy at this free event.
I need a little space to work it out. I need a little room.
Fisherman's Friends are at the Grimsby Auditorium on the 10th of May as part of their new headline tour for 2024, Rock the Boat. With 9 albums released so far, fans can expect a wide selection of their favourite music from this traditional folk.
In our individualities, though we scale course, let's steer a course to sanity.
The music of James Bond by Candlelight comes from Russia with Love to Hull City Hall on the 18th of May. Featuring a live cast of West End singers and an incredible live band, you can experience the music of James Bond as you have never heard it before. Female folk duo Scald's Bridal have been entertaining audiences throughout the UK and abroad since they were barely out of their teens, and they epitomise the art of folk entertainment, enthralling audiences with their unique style and humour. You can see them at Grimsby Folk Club on the 12th of May.
Hurting like my grief, dear love.
And finally, Amsterdam-based indie band Pit Blob are at Grimsby Docks Academy on Monday the 27th of May. Popular at major music festivals, the band's energetic live show will feature early classics and songs from their latest album, Bobby.
If you're in business in North East Lincolnshire,
come and join us at the Business Hive.
The Business Hive offers brilliant support.
Working alongside, supporting each other.
Just sort of taken back by how welcoming everybody was and the environment that they've created within here.
A lot of our team are actually based remotely, so the Hive gives us a great opportunity to be able to get together in one location.
I would probably say the networking.
The networking
events
are really great for us to meet new businesses and work with new brands.
If you're a local business, why not come join our community?
Coming up on tonight's show, an Iron Age sculpture, a highly collectible Lincolnshire artist, and more arts and entertainment news from around the region. But first, here's actress and broadcaster Liz Drury with a review of the latest film releases.
On Film Review tonight, a spellbinding story from Ryosuke Hamaguchi and a much anticipated treat for Amy Winehouse fans. But first, Challengers, Luca Guadagnino's follow-up to Call Me By Your Name, explores a sexy love triangle set in the high-pressure world of professional tennis. June's Zendaya stars as tennis star Tashi Duncan, who may have to make the unenviable choice between love and tennis rivals Mike Faist and Josh O'Connor. New balls, please.
Come hang out with us later.
Want me to come tuck you in?
No, we just keep talking.
How often does this happen?
Asif Kapadia's hit documentary Amy gave us Amy Winehouse through the eyes of her friends. Now Sam Taylor-Johnson is telling the story of the legendary musician through the prism of her doomed love affair with Blake Fielder Civil. Marissa Abella aims to capture the singer's fiery spirit in this essential viewing for Amy Winehouse fans.
Just give us a smile and then we can turn the camera off.
Do you promise?
She had such an emotional relationship to music. You're becoming an artist in the public eye.
Ryosuke Hamaguchi follows up his highly acclaimed Drive My Car with Evil Does Not Exist, a twisty eco-parable set in a rural Japanese village outside of Tokyo. Embracing mysticism, activism and all the intricacies of human connection, Hamaguchi weaves a quietly spellbinding story of a community under siege by business interests that defies all expectations. If you love movies that cast a lingering spell, don't miss it.
鹿の水場なんだ。
まあ説明してくれるって言うんだからまずは聞こうや。
Our family film tonight is the Garfield movie. The world-famous Monday-hating, lasagna-loving indoor cat, voiced by Chris Pratt, is about to have a wild outdoor adventure. After an unexpected reunion with his long-lost father, scruffy street cat Vic, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, Garfield and his canine friend Odie are forced from their perfectly pampered life into joining Vic in a hilarious high-stakes heist.
No, please, no. Ow, it's so hot. Ow, it's really hurting. Ow, ow, ow. You deserve to be seen with somebody as fly.
Say when?
Never, John. Bury me in cheese.
On DVD and Blu-ray, The Dangers in My Heart, The Last Kingdom and Night Swim are also worth a look.
A joint exhibition by artist Beverly Nell and her husband sculptor Chris Walshaw proved to be one of the most popular exhibitions of the year at the Hammond House Gallery in Louth. I caught up with them to find out more about the work and inspiration of this creative couple.
Way back, I was mending a piece of equipment out of a milking parlour. I had these pieces of metal and I looked at them and thought, that looks like a man's body. So I welded some arms onto it and a head, and eventually found a helmet and a little piece of metal that looked like a rifle, and I sculpted a World War I soldier in the trenches. The proportions I learned largely through classes that I attended, some run by my lovely wife Beverly.
I went to Hornsey Art College where they had no structure at all, which was quite a challenge. You were totally left to your own devices for 3 years, which was a bit crazy for that period. My favourite things were portrait drawing and life drawing and painting.
I created an armature, that's what it's known as. This is the sort of framework from which the spinal column leads up to the head, and made use of these measurements to try to create fairly accurate but strange portraits. Then as they developed, I decided I much preferred the looser, maybe more expressionist aspect of it.
I always loved Impressionists, they were like my favourite. That's always been my thing, and working direct from life. I always loved doing the printmaking as well, lino prints, and I used to do etchings and stuff like that at college, but now it's more colographic and lino printing. Well, I suppose my favourite thing is to work in oils for a painting, for portraits, and I do love charcoal and pencil, but it's the painting that I really love.
We've got the Queen of Sheba, and she's positioned in the window in the Hammond House Gallery, where when the sun reaches the top of the building opposite in the late afternoon, the sun shines onto the Queen of Sheba and her image is reflected on the white wall behind her. We wait for that moment with bated breath.
I like working fast, I do, but then the other paintings that I've been doing, which are from photographs, which is more about the narrative. So it's people at work preparing food. So I think my family have always been involved with food and cooking and big meals and things like that. And I love all that sort of thing. My family tree is extraordinarily diverse, from the Lebanon to Germany, you know, and it's like the Huguenots from France going up to Holland and then down to the Cape in the 1700s. So there's all this massive history. And so I think I'm going to try and do a project tracing all of that, but it's following the food trail with it. So I've got images of this all happening.
One idea in my head is to go much larger and use the same principles to create an outdoor sculpture that will be of some substantial size. Otherwise, I just want to continue developing these heads.
It's been lovely at the Hammond House Gallery in Louth. Really, really love it here, and we've had lots of nice people popping in, and it's nice.
More art news now from journalist and gallery manager Elise Ballard.
Atmosphere at Gallery 49 in Bridlington features new paintings by Scarborough-based Andrew Cheetham, whose oil paintings are inspired by the ever-changing colours and moods of this northern landscape, the sea, the cliffs, the fields. The exhibition also includes a range of new work by ceramicist Elizabeth Barton. The permanent and touring exhibitions at the Ferrens Gallery in Hull are complemented by a series of practical art activities, including Could You Be an Argonaut? Artist Jason Wilshire Mills shows you how to design and construct your own Argonaut figures in this fun family workshop. Humber Street Gallery features Byland's Super Saga, the first institutional solo show by Hull-born artist Jack Pell. The exhibition draws upon the magic of everyday life across history and is born out of Pell's personal experience growing up in Hull as a working class person and all the vibrant complexities that come with that. An exhibition launch party is on the 2nd of May and Jack's exhibition runs until the 7th of July. Ceramixology at the Turntable Gallery in Grimsby until the 8th of June features a curated cocktail of contemporary ceramic artists, drawing together industry stalwarts and bright new talents. The captivating clays and sensual slips illustrates the radical break with traditional forms, which is revitalising this ancient practice. In Louth, the Spoutyard Gallery is starting a new series of writing and poetry workshops run by Christopher Sanderson. And a successful April exhibition of work by artist Beverly Nell and sculptor Chris Walsher at the Hammond House Gallery is followed in May by the colourful 6T exhibition, a collection of over 60 paintings by popular Lincolnshire artist Sharon Sycamore. The exhibition opens on Wednesday the 1st of May and you can join us for tea, cakes and a glass of bubbly at Sharon's launch event on Friday the 10th of May from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
I'm going to be in the gallery each Friday during May and on Saturday the 11th of May as well. We're having a celebration open evening on Friday the 10th of May from 4 till 6. Opportunity again to have a look at the work, share a piece of cake, cup of tea or a glass of fizz.
There's some great entertainment around the region in May, and actress and broadcaster Gemma Lidgard brings you her pick of the best in box office.
At the Skegness Embassy Theatre on the 7th of May is 5678, The Steps Experience. This high-energy tribute to Steps faithfully recreates the flawless vocals and slick choreography of the 90s and noughties party favourites in a fast-paced, spectacular concert. Shaka, the music of Shaka Khan, comes to Hull City Hall on the 25th of May, an exhilarating music show celebrating one of the world's most gifted music icons and multi-Grammy Award winner, Shaka Khan. At Louth Riverhead Theatre on the 5th of May is Variety Extravaganza, in aid of the Mayor's charity fund for two very worthy local causes. It's an afternoon of exciting entertainment from local and professional acts. Over at Hull New Theatre is Grease on the 7th of May. The world's best-loved musical is back. grittier and more glamorous than ever before, with its phenomenal score bursting with hits, including Summer Nights, Hopelessly Devoted to You and You're the One That I Want. This thrilling new version is brought to life by a fresh young cast who bring energy, vitality and passion to this ultimate musical classic. And finally, over at Bridlington Spa, on the 7th of May, is the Take That Experience. This incredible show features hit after hit from Take That's career spanning 3 decades, from classic 90s hits through to their most recent triumphs, including Pray, Relight My Fire, Shine, Rule the World, and many more.
The world will be wild for the dream, so baby don't turn away. Listen to what I gotta say. Yeah.
Well, that's almost all from Billboard for now. You can keep up to date with the latest news on our Facebook page. And to make sure you don't miss any of our programmes, click the subscribe button below. If you have a story you would like us to feature on Billboard, email details to news@billboardtv.uk. The latest programme on the Heritage Channel includes a tour of popular Cleethorpes pubs, past and present, and the man who prevented this iconic holiday resort falling into the sea. You can watch it now on the Heritage Channel Facebook group or YouTube channel. From everyone on the Billboard team, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next month for more entertainment news, entertaining guests, and great music.
All dreams have a price, says she, the time has come to pay. Humanity, integrity, and friendships on the way. We traded for your fantasies and now they wait in line. The creatures of your conscience and the passing of the time.